What up, B Squad? It is your boy JB, and we are here today with the review for Married at First Sight. This is season 16. I don't know what episode this is, and I don't know the name of the episode. All I'm going to say is decision day is here, you guys. So, before we go ahead and get into this review, if you guys are watching this video or any other video on the channel and you guys aren't subscribed yet, then stop taking me out on this date and having me pay for it at the end of it. You guys know the routine. You can do me that favor by liking the video, subscribing to the channel, turning on your post notifications, and sharing the video. And with that out the way, you guys, without further ado, let's go ahead and talk about Married at First Sight, shall we? All right, you guys. So this episode, like I said, we are at decision day. So this review is not going to be long at all. It's just going to be me basically talking about who said yes, who said no, and give my 2 cents about it and whatnot, right? Now, let's just briefly talk about Married at First Sight and how y'all trying to play on us at this point, right? So you guys, this episode, it ended with a to be continued next week, right? So Decision Day is a 2-parter, and I don't know why. Then after Decision Day, we're going to follow these couples after they've made their final decisions. And I was just like, why are we doing this? Nashville was just not that great of a season for us to want to continue to follow these people after Decision Day, right? The only thing I'm interested in is one particular couple, and we're gonna talk about them so just to put this out here on the forefront, the next 2 episodes, because we don't get to the reunion until damn near the end of June, almost July. Mind you guys, this season started in December of last year, right? So we're still dealing with season 16 of Married at First Sight, or Jesus Christ. Why? So, I'm not going to talk about what all the couples did. We know that the couples didn't spend the night with each other. We know the girls stayed at the apartments. The guys went to a hotel room, right? So, the first couple up is going to be Jasmine and Hits from the Streets, right? So, they sat down with Pastor Cal and Dr. Pepper, right? So they showed the package. I fast forwarded through that package because if you guys have been watching me, you guys know exactly how I felt about Jasmine and Hits from the Streets, and how from the beginning I wanted my good sis to get an annulment from that man, right? But we're at Decision Day, and literally I was at work watching this, right? And literally, I wanted to jump up and scream and shout and just have a praise break moment when Jasmine said, I want a divorce. I was like, amen, hallelujah, won't he do it, right? There's a big, huge wasp nest outside of my apartment on my balcony. I'm going to get that. But yeah, Jasmine said she wanted a divorce, and I was like, yes, yes. When you looked at Hits from the Street, he looked a little sad. I was like, oh, sir, pick up your face. Because you thought she was going to say yes to you. She crushed you, and I was here for it, right? So then he said no, and I was like, okay, I don't really give a shit, right? But then after he said no, that's when he wants to sit there and talk about, oh, every morning I wake up, I'll go brush my teeth, I talk to myself, and, give myself some affirmations. I got self-love. So for my next person, I want somebody with self-love. I was like, so are you trying to say that Jasmine doesn't have any kind of self-love for herself? No, what you were trying to do was you were trying to, and when he said self-love, it finally, 2 and 2 finally kind of added up in my brain with Hits from the Streets, right? I feel like all those little digs about he wasn't attracted to her and all those kind of things, I do feel like he was doing that to tear at her psyche, right? To bring her down, to tear her down a few pegs, right? Sir, you are not the best looking person ever. So I would kind of hold off on that, right? So then this dumbass fool, after they said, after they left, he was talking about, when I thought about getting married, I thought about marriage sex would be like leg here. Oh, do this, do that. You never once let that girl know that you were any kind of sexually attracted to her. Let's just be real. You were not sexually attracted to her. The thing that I go back to is the honeymoon, when he was asking her what's her favorite sexual position and all that kind of stuff. And let's even go back to the wedding when Airhead was talking about the fact that, when his friend said, what if she say, she want to have sex the first night? What you gonna say? Get on your knees. Go back to the streets from which you came, sir. Go back to the streets from which you came with that cousin, that hating ass cousin. Please go away from me with this. For the love of God. But I don't think, I said I'm not gonna review the next 3 episodes until we get to the reunion, which I'm not. But I bet you, I just, the only thing that if I do anything, it might be like little short stories. If I do anything, but if I see that hating ass cousin on there, I just want to know what she thinks, right? And if I see that hating ass cousin, I'm gonna say something about that hating ass cousin. Somebody had earlier in the season got upset because people were saying it gave incestuous. I'm sorry, you guys. It does. I mean, it gave borderline. No one. I'm not. Me personally, JB. I'm not saying that they had sex with each other, but that cousin relationship is just a weird one, right? I have female cousins, and they're very, very protective of me. Some of them are older than me, some of them are younger than me, but they're very protective of me as their little cousin or big cousin, right? But never to the extent of like what that cousin was. My cousins don't hate. My cousins will hate. My cousins will give people a little bit of a hard time. Even my best friend give people a hard time, right? But they love me, and at the end of it, and that cousin just gave something else. But let's pause here and move over to the next couple. All right, you guys. So the next couple is Nicole and Chris, and there's really not much to say with Nicole and Chris because I had already heard the spoiler earlier in the season that Nicole and Chris said yes at decision day. And the more that we saw Nicole and Chris over this season, I knew that Nicole and Chris were going to say yes to each other. The only thing for me when it comes to Nicole and Chris, which I want to say one thing about Nicole before I even talk about this. Nicole, you looked really beautiful. She looked very beautiful in that dress that she had on. She just looked gorgeous. And so I say all of that to say I like Nicole and Chris. When it comes to Nicole and Chris, it's not even Chris. I do believe that Chris is a people pleaser. We definitely peg that and we see that. But also when it comes to Nicole, Nicole has a huge amount of insecurities. And I think for them to be able to work out and have a successful, healthy marriage, I honestly do feel that Nicole needs to go sit down with the therapist because I think that there's a lot of issues with Nicole. Excuse me, y'all. I think there could be some issues with Nicole's weight, which I don't think that anything is wrong with Nicole's weight, but I feel like Nicole might feel something's wrong with her weight. And I still feel like Nicole is harboring some feelings from her parents' divorce. There's just, and then the emotional baggage. I don't want to say emotional baggage, but but the emotional toll that her previous relationships took on her, right? So there's so much so that I think Nicole needs to unpack. And once Nicole can unpack that, I think she and Chris will be fine, right? And, since I'm talking about Nicole, Chris can even stand to use some therapy as well, right? Because Chris is a people pleaser. And I mean, remember, earlier in the season, we talked about how Nicole and Chris trauma bonded with each other, right? So I think that individually they could do some counseling and then come together as a couple and do some counseling. But other than that, I do believe Nicole and Chris are going to make it last. And I really am rooting for Nicole and Chris. I really am. But let me know what you guys think about that in the comment section below. You guys, let's go ahead and pause here and move over to the next couple. All right, you guys. So the next couple is Gina and Clint, you guys. Gina can miss me with the bullshit, right? It's so interesting. Going into this season, when we met Gina and Clint, initially I liked Gina, right? Then we finally really got to see Gina, and I was like, Gina's not that likable, and it's the reverse. I liked Gina, I did not like Clint. But leaving the season, I like Clint. I don't give a damn about Gina. Like I've said all season long with Gina, Gina was using Married at First Sight as a way to promote her salon, right? So they sit down with Pastor Cal and, Dr. Pepper. Now, Clint, I almost lost my shit because I thought Clint was finna say he wanted to stay married to Gina. I was about to say, sir, why the hell would you want to stay married to Gina? Because Gina is not in the slightest bit attracted to Clint. Let's stop playing with each other. We know that Gina doesn't see it for Clint, right? So he eventually said yes. He thinks that they need to get a divorce. And Gina agreed that they need to get a divorce. Now, here's where Gina threw me. She was talking about how supportive Clint was with her business. I'm like, girl, we are at decision day and we are still hearing about this damn salon, right? So then Gina said that Clint could have been pursued her more. I was like, girl, even if he pursued you more, you still were not interested in it. You still had no interest in that man. You offended that man when you brought up your words, gingery features, and that was that. Now, what I will say about Clint is, honestly, I do believe that at some point Clint did like Gina, but I think when Gina kept making her little snide comments, especially about the ginger features, right? I think that's when Clint reverted back, because I think Clint initially might have liked Gina, but when Gina opened her fucking mouth, that's when Clint was no longer interested in Gina. That is my personal opinion, right? So Pastor Cal asked him, so what's going to happen with Hank, right? So Gina said that Clint offered her $10,000 for Hank. I was like, ooh, that would have been a difficult, not really. If you love your dogs or cats or animals, it's not going to be a difficult decision, right? But I'd be like, damn, the things I can do for $10,000, can I at least come visit Hank every now and again? I knew there was going to be an issue between them and Hank, because that was Clint's only connection to Gina, was Hank. Him and Hank had a stronger bond than Gina and Clint ever would have and ever will have, right? So that's what I was saying earlier in the review, that I definitely am interested to see what happens with that, because we saw, I don't know if she was talking to an attorney, but possession is 9/10 of the law. I was like, is Clint trying to get custody of Hank, who came into the marriage because of Gina, and that was her dog? Like, oh my God, that is the only thing I'm interested in, right? But yeah, so that's really all we got right there for Gina and Clint. Let me know what you guys thought down in the comments below, and we're gonna go ahead and pause here and finish up with the last couple. Now, this is where Married at First Sight and Lifetime had me fucked up. So we get to Shaquille and Kirsten, right? First thing I want to say is, Shaquille, what the fuck is this suit? Look like did you go to a clown store? Did you did you ask somebody, say, hey, draw me this Joker from Batman and Robin, or just Batman, or just, I don't know. But you ask somebody to draw you this Joker from the deck of cards somewhere. You ask someone to make this for you, because this suit is butt ass ugly, right? So Kirsten and Shaq sat down to talk about their marriage, and we literally ended on a damn cliffhanger. I was like, why would y'all? I was looking at it. I was thinking to myself, I was like, wait a minute, because I actually saw it on Twitter, and I didn't know what people were talking about. I saw people say cliffhanger. I was like, how do you leave Decision Day off on a cliffhanger? Then I started watching the episode, and it was actually the full 2 hours that, Wednesday night. I was like, okay, so it's a whole 2 hour, because when Nicole and Chris went, I think we were at the hour and 30 minute at that point. Or no, it was Gina and Clint. We were already at the hour and 30 minute with Gina and Clint. I was like, okay, so we got a full 2 hour episode this time. So then it kept going. I was like, oh, so this is okay. When Gina and Clint ended, I was like, damn, so how are we gonna squeeze Shaquille and Kirsten in? Because y'all are showing everybody's package. And then Kirsten was the first one to go. So Kirsten says that she wants to stay married to Shaquille. I was like, what now? Run that back, because I don't think I heard did you say you want to stay married to him? Okay. I really believe Kirsten is playing in his face and our face. Because I'm like, girl, you don't want to be married to this man. Let's stop playing that game, right? So then we get to Shaquille, and they ask him, what do you want? And the episode goes off and talking about the next 3 episodes. The next 3 episodes, my ass. I am not doing 3 episodes like next week, oh Jesus, like I don't want to follow these people outside of decision day. I don't give a damn about these people. But yeah, you guys, I don't know what next week. In my like I'm only gonna talk about Kirsten and Shaq. If they said yes, I don't really care about what these people do outside of decision day. They're not. This cast was boring. This cast is not that interesting. Uh so let's wrap up with the final thoughts from me. We can't talk about Kirsten and Shaq because I don't know where they stand. Gina and Clint, I'm happy that they are not together. Gina wasn't interested in him. Gina, go find McKinley. See if you can spark up something there, right? Then wait. Let's back up real quick. Cause I was watching it. So we see Jasmine, she was out with a guy, asking for his number in the preview. Gina and Clint, they gonna have a little thing about Hank. Kirsten and Shaq, we don't know anything because they didn't say anything. Nicole and Chris, she ain't changed her last name. Um, Dominique with the Y with her annoying ass is back, and she said that Gil hit her up. I was like, wait a minute, Gil from Houston, that Gil, the fireman Gil. I was like, oh, but you had a never mind. But that's it, you guys. Again, let me know what you guys think about this part one of Decision Day in the comments below. Subscribe to the channel, turn your post notifications on, share the video, you guys, and until the next time, stay safe, take care of yourselves, wash your hands, you guys, be blessed, and I'll see you guys for the next one. So you guys, we got a lot of shows this weekend. Bell Collective is back. College Hill, Young Famous and African is back. I still got to do Hot Topics, Love and Marriage Huntsville. We'll talk about that one in Hot Topics. So yeah, we got a lot of shows. Power is back this week. Real Housewives of Atlanta, Summer House, Martha's Vineyard. That's 8 things, right? That's 8. So, and then also, you guys, I will be going out of town. I have a funeral to go to on Saturday, so I'm gonna try to get everything up by Saturday. I might not have everything up, but if everything is not up by, if there's not, like I said, I'm gonna be working to get a lot of stuff up by Saturday morning, right? And the things that are on Saturday and Sunday, those are Saturday shows like Love and Marriage Huntsville. You guys know we do that on Sunday morning, so that'll still be on Sunday morning. But like I said, I'm going out of town. I'm going home, so I won't have access to internet at home. But I'll see you guys I'll see you guys later, you guys. And yeah, I think with Married at First Sight, to wrap up this season, I think we'll be doing I think I'll be going live, and I think for season 17, I think that's how I'll structure my review going forward for season 17 of Married at First Sight. I think we'll just do it live. It'll just be easier that way for me, so that way we can watch the episode. I can watch the episode, then just hop on live and we can discuss it. But we'll work it out as we get closer to season 17, you guys. But that's it. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn your post notifications on, share the video, and until the next time, stay safe, you guys. Take care of yourselves, wash your hands, be blessed, and I'll see you guys later.